It's 4:30 and it is primary election day in the Bluegrass. Polls open in less than 2 hours. We'll have what races are on the ballot just ahead this morning here on WKYT.
Georgetown police were led on a rather unusual chase. More on the man who stole an RV and how the chase came to an end coming up.
An Adjustment County paramedic will be honored this weekend in Washington, D.C. We'll hear from the man's family on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you and welcome. It's good to have you on WKYT. Bit of a rainy start to our primary day. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. And yeah, so when you head out to the polls this morning, it is rather rainy out there, right?
And chilly as well.
Yes.
So meteorologist Micah Harris is tracking that for us. Let's check in with him at the First Alert Weather Center.
You know, looking on this map, I just don't see any location without rain right now, whether it be just some mist and a couple of sprinkles or just a couple of heavy downpours like you're seeing in Taylor County and off toward Casey County. Other than that, I mean, you're talking about widespread rain across the region. Temperatures are there in the 40s. It's a chilly rain, too, as you step out the door early this morning. Just know you have wet roadways to go through. Showers will be likely today. They'll start to fade a little bit by the afternoon. I might have some good news in the forecast. I'm going to show you when that good news comes in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you.
In about an hour and a half, polls will open across much of Kentucky beginning primary election day. And the two Democratic presidential candidates have given the state a lot of attention the last few days, haven't they?
No doubt. Both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders campaigned around the state over the weekend. And yesterday, Clinton spoke to a rally on the campus of Transylvania University in Lexington. WKYT's Garrett Weimer has more on that rally.
Join with me in welcoming the woman who I hope will be the next president of the United States, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Hillary Clinton stopped in Lexington to make her final push before Kentuckians go to the polls. It was her fourth rally across Kentucky in the last 2 days before the primary.
If you go out and vote for me tomorrow, I will work for you, I will fight for you, I will stand up for you. Let's go make the future we deserve to have. Thank you and God bless you.
With 60 delegates, including 5 superdelegates at stake, both candidates have been fighting for votes here in the Bluegrass, putting the spotlight on Kentucky leading up to the primary. Bernie Sanders made several stops in Kentucky over the weekend. He spent Monday in Puerto Rico.
What this campaign is about is an understanding that we cannot bring the kinds of changes that we need in the 50 states and in Puerto Rico unless there is a political revolution.
Sanders won the last 2 primaries in Indiana and West Virginia. Clinton won Kentucky's Democratic primary in 2008. Now she hopes the Bluegrass will be Clinton country again. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Now, as for the Republicans, presumptive nominee Donald Trump won the Kentucky GOP caucus in March. He is running effectively unopposed at this point in today's other primary in Oregon. Trump told Fox News reporter Megyn Kelly he does not consider himself to be a bully, despite claims from his opponents. He says he was just responding to what they said about him first. And Ohio Governor John Kasich said he will not launch a third-party bid for president, saying it just doesn't feel right. There are many other races besides the Democratic presidential primary on the ballot today in Kentucky. Both Democrats and Republicans will choose nominees for the U.S. Senate, currently held by Republican Senator Rand Paul. He is facing 2 challengers in his primary. And on the Democratic side, Lexington Mayor Jim Gray is among 7 candidates. All of Kentucky's 6 U.S. House seats are up for grabs this year. Some candidates are running unopposed, though, in their primaries. And there are many state, House, and Senate races on the ballot as well. Stay with WKYT throughout the day for complete primary day coverage. We'll also have election results on WKYT.com.
A strange sight in Georgetown. Police say a man led them on a wild chase in a stolen RV. They say 30-year-old Jason Judd stole their RV yesterday from Northside RVs in Lexington. Police say they arrested him after the RV got stuck. Judd now faces several charges. WKYT's Monique Blair talked to the family who owns the yard where the chase ended.
Typically a quiet street in Georgetown, Quill Run Drive quickly became the talk of the neighborhood Monday afternoon.
What I was thinking was, these guys must be shooting a movie or something.
But it wasn't a movie. It was very real. Around 2 p.m., Georgetown police attempted to pull over a stolen RV, but the driver didn't stop. The driver, later identified as 30-year-old Jason Judd, then took the RV into the heart of downtown, swiping several cars along the way. He then turned down a dead-end road, but police say Judd didn't stop there. He drove right through that fence.
I think any time a pursuit, you think a pursuit's going to end at a dead-end road, and he busts through a fence. It's like Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, it just kept going.
Now, after Judd broke through that fence, Georgetown police say he drove through several backyards here on Quail Run, and then that police chase ended right here in the Cravens' front yard.
We both saw this big RV come plowing up the road, plowing up the lawn, actually.
Slowly coming to a stop. And as I said, there were police officers coming this way. There were police officers behind it.
Harold Craven says he's not worried that his lawn is torn up because he says it could have been much worse.
I was thinking to myself, you know, if my son had been like 30 seconds later coming down the driveway, he could have hit him head on. So that kind of was, you know, that kind of gave me the chills.
In Georgetown,
it's incredibly bizarre, and I don't think I'll ever see anything like it again.
Monique Blair, WKYT.
Georgetown police say they think drugs played a role in all of this. They've charged Judd with wanton endangerment and drug possession, among other charges. Police say they have recovered some of the $15,000 worth of purses that were stolen from a Central Kentucky outlet mall. They found the Kate Spade purses in Spencer County yesterday. They say Aaron Bruner, a maintenance worker at the outlet shops of the Bluegrass, stole the purses from the Kate Spade store at the mall. Police say he, along with Courtney Cheser and Marlon Hill, then sold the purses at a pawn shop, gas station parking lots, and online. All three were arrested yesterday. Police say Kate Spade employees didn't even know the purses had been stolen.
They were shocked. I think they started calling the loss prevention in New York to let them know what was going on.
Police say Bruner admitted stealing the purses to support a drug habit. They say more arrests are possible in the case.
Police have arrested a man who they say robbed a bank in Lexington last week. Lexington police say 18-year-old Ramsey Woods has been charged with robbery. Police arrested him in Nicholasville. They say Woods and two other men walked into the City National Bank on Walden Drive last Tuesday and robbed it at gunpoint. Police say one of the robbers wore a Captain America mask and sweatshirt. They say they're still looking for the other two suspects in the case. And 4 men have been charged with murder for the shooting death of a Central Kentucky teenager. Police say 18-year-old Michael Bolton was killed last October outside a party in Anderson County. Police say after reviewing surveillance video from that night, they've charged William Edwards, Kenneth Berry, Kendall Berry, and Antoine James. All 4 men were already in jail on drug-related charges. Bolton's family and friends say the arrests are a relief.
We already had ideas, and we was just, when is something gonna happen? But it's here now, so that's good.
State police say they are still looking for 2 other suspects wanted in the case.
A fallen Jessamine County paramedic will be receiving some national recognition this weekend. John Mackey died last November after a car hit him while he was on duty. He'll be among those honored during the National EMS Memorial Service in Washington, D.C. on Saturday. And his name will be on the National EMS Memorial once it's built. Mackey's family plans to be in Washington this weekend along with some of his co-workers.
We're there to support John, even though he's not with us, and that he's being nationally recognized for a service that he loved.
Now, while the main EMS memorial is Saturday, there are other events leading up to it. Most of Mackey's family plans to leave for Washington today.
Our time this morning is 4:39 on WKYT. We're just getting started with all the latest news. Great to have you with us. Tuesday, primary day in Kentucky.
When your children start dating, it's not only a big change for them, it's a big change for parents as well. On Moms Every Day, we'll have some tips for how you can help your teens build healthy relationships. That's coming up when we come back on WKYT This Morning.
We have widespread rain out there early this morning. It does not look good, and it's kind of chilly too. I'm going to talk about how long we expect this rain to stick around coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Widespread rain out there early this morning. Now, typically when we have rain on Defender Radar Network, I like to zoom in and show you where the heaviest amount is, where we're actually seeing the rain and where it's moving. I don't really need to zoom in with this. Everybody is seeing rain right now, whether you're getting sprinkles or whether you're getting a moderate to heavy downpour. Everyone's seeing rain, so it's out and about, it's moving through, but you can see we still got a lot more to go as it travels on through. Good news here is it's not a lot of heavy rain, so it's just that light rain that just makes you want to go back to sleep. But nonetheless, you got to get up and get going. Wet roadways out there early this morning for every single location. Some of the heavier downpours are really over Waynesburg in southern Lincoln County and also Eubank. So keep that in mind as you're traveling early this morning as you head down around that Pulaski County area, Lincoln County area as you travel. 27. Temperatures are in the 40s, a couple of 50s, but nonetheless, it is a chilly start to the day with that rain falling over you, so it's not feeling all that great. Once we travel off into the afternoon, big temperature swing from north to south. Now, we put 60 on here. If you go in the far northern zones, you're actually in the mid-50s. Far southern zones, you're actually right around 70 degrees. All depends on where you are today. Will depend on that temperature feel. Nonetheless, most of us will pick up some rain as we travel through the day. I do want to show you this. The widespread rain is during the morning hours. Afternoon, you actually get breaks. Afternoon and evening, you do get breaks in the action. You'll have some dry slots here and there, and it's not as widespread as you get into the afternoon. So if you're trying to make some plans, just know grounds will still be soggy. There's no doubt about that. But if you're looking for maybe a break in the action to get outside and knock out a few things, afternoon is going to be your best bet. Off into the night and into tomorrow morning, we still have the rain chance, but it's starting to fade. Tomorrow is actually a chance that we see during the morning hours, and then it moves on out to make a pretty nice afternoon, right around 70 degrees. So another soggy setup today just doesn't look good. Remember, 40% chance of rain by the afternoon as opposed to a 100% chance early this morning. Some breaks in the rain Wednesday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and also Thursday look pretty good. And then we pick right back up on Friday and Saturday being pretty soggy, especially Friday. Friday does not look good. And those temperatures are just hard pressed to get back toward normal, which is the lower 70s with all the rain around. It's not going to be able to do that for most locations unless you have dry days like Thursday at 74 degrees. So guys, today, chilly rain, and then Friday and Saturday looks like your next best chance at actually picking up some rain in the forecast. So we do have some dry days, but we also have some wet days in store too.
Yeah, variety.
It is
the spice of life, right?
That is the truth.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. 4:45 now. Developing relationships takes work and time.
In today's Mom's Everyday Minute, we have some tips on how to encourage healthy relationships among teenagers.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is hoping to help parents teach their teens the importance of healthy relationships. They've developed some online tools and resources you may want to check out with your teen. Start with the Relationships section at girlshealth.gov. This website provides all sorts of conversation starters for parents, but also plenty of information teens can find out on their own. Tips like healthy dating, questions you should ask yourself and the person you're dating. Your teen can even take a quiz to find out if their relationship is healthy, learn about ways to deal with conflict, and how to move on from an unhealthy relationship. You may also want to suggest checking out knowthefactsfirst.gov for information on sexually transmitted diseases and prevention. For more ways to make mom's life easier, visit momseveryday.com.
For these tips and more, just go to WKYT.com and click on Moms Every Day.
And all the latest news and, of course, weather right there, and voter information on this primary day as well on WKYT.com. 4:46 is our time now.
Yes, it is. The National Transportation Safety Board is set to determine what may have caused the Amtrak derailment that killed 8 people last summer. More on what their expected findings are up next when we come back on WKYT This Morning.
Welcome back. 4:49 on WKYT This Morning. A government official says an Amtrak engineer was distracted by radio transmissions before his train derailed in Philadelphia last year, killing 8 people.
The official spoke to the Associated Press anonymously because the investigation is ongoing. The National Transportation Safety Board is scheduled to meet today to determine a probable cause of the derailment. A truck that slammed into a Laurel County car wash has caused a lot of damage. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office arrested the driver, 38-year-old Joseph Boswell, and charged him with assault, DUI, and criminal mischief. It all started when police say Boswell punched his mother in the face and kicked her at a home on Robinson Creek Road. Minutes later, they say he crashed his truck into the Ultimate Shine car wash on US 25 near London. Take a look at the surveillance video of that crash. Police say after the crash, Boswell ran off, leaving the truck behind. But they say he returned to the car wash a short time later after police had arrived.
That's kind of an unusual set of circumstances. We get called to domestics frequently, but for the person to flee the scene and then be involved in another incident of great significance is pretty rare.
Police say Boswell admitted taking a prescription painkiller before the crash. The owner of the car wash isn't sure how much it will cost to repair the damage.
A man charged in connection to a string of arsons at homes around central Kentucky is set to go before a grand jury. 38-year-old John Roth is charged with receiving stolen property in Jessamine County. Police say he tried to pawn jewelry stolen from a Madison County home that was broken into and set on fire. And yesterday, a judge sent that case to the grand jury. Police say Roth could face more charges. They say 6 homes in several Kentucky counties were broken into and set on fire. Some of the victims were at the hearing.
It's a chilling feeling that somebody would do this and get some kind of satisfaction out of hurting people to that magnitude.
Police have also charged a 17-year-old with arson and burglary for the Madison County fire, and investigators say other people could soon be charged as well.
A Lexington security company is warning its customers about fake salesmen. Bates Security says in the last 2 weeks, customers have claimed a man has showed up at their home claiming to work for Bates Security. They say the person says the customer's security system is not working properly, and in one case, the customer claimed the man asked for her security password. Bates Security leaders say these people do not work for them, and they're using fraud to pressure people into switching security services to a new company.
This year, we've already had 6 customers actually contact us to say that people have come and knocked on their door. They're not professionally dressed, they're not professionally trained, they have made the customers feel uncomfortable, they are pushy with the customers.
Bates Security also says one of their employees will never come to your home without setting up an appointment first.
For the first time in its nearly 170-year history, Midway University will allow men to enroll in its daytime undergraduate programs. Midway's Board of Trustees voted unanimously to make the change. Men were already allowed to enroll in online, evening, and graduate programs. Male commuter students will be allowed to enroll for on-campus daytime classes starting this fall. And the university will begin taking applications for men wanting to live in residence halls starting next spring. The board said it made the change so Midway University would stay viable. So major change over there. Time this morning is 4:53. Coming up, a look at some of the stories our news team is working on for you this morning.
Yeah, we'll have another look at your morning forecast coming up.
Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. 4:56 now on your Tuesday primary election day.
Yeah, it's time to take a look at some of the stories we're working on this morning.
Again, it is the primary in Kentucky today, and polls open in about an hour. Democrats in Kentucky will get to have their say in the Democratic presidential race today. More on the presidential race and what other races are on the ballot coming up in our next half hour of WKYT News.
Georgetown police say it was like something out of the Dukes of Hazzard. We'll have more on the police chase involving a stolen RV when we come back on WKYT this morning.
We have some showers out there this morning, and it is chilly as well.
Yeah, you're going to need an umbrella and a jacket when you head out to the polls, right?
Tough combination right now. Here's Micah.
Yeah, it's pretty widespread out there. And like you were saying, not just an umbrella, but also a jacket as well, because that's a chilly rain right there. It's widespread. Everybody's seeing rain at this very moment. Then throw in those temperatures in the 40s. That is not a good feel as you step out the door this morning. So grab that umbrella, grab that jacket before you take off. A raincoat will be just fine. Soaking start. We head throughout your day. Watch this, okay? So it's widespread this morning. Very soggy conditions. Right around noontime, what you'll start to see is from the south to the north. You'll start to see those separate just a bit. And only a few showers later on this afternoon. About a 40-50% chance of rain later on today. With temperatures there around 58 degrees to about 62 degrees. We're going to talk more about this forecast when we actually get breaks. Coming up with another 2 hours of WKYT News.